Hi, I'm Decaf, and you're watching Under the Chart with Sway. Yeah, well, my name is Decaf. My real name's Brayden, but I go by Decaf. Um, yeah, I'm an alternative hip hop artist from Western Sydney. I try to make music that's honest, that's 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 real, and shit people can relate to.
I dig that, bro. How long you been making music for, you said?
Yeah, so I've been making music pretty much since high school started. I started doing like diss tracks and stuff in like year eight, year nine. And I just like fell in love with hip hop music. So I've been making music since then. And then in start of 2022, I rebranded and came up with the Decaf name and kind of started taking things seriously. So yeah, like 4 years now, super seriously.
Shit, we just drove straight into it, man. Fucking hell. Um, yeah, this is our guest for today's Decaf. Honestly, an Aussie rapper who, honestly, you approached me at a gig, which was a Skadoozle gig, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know me prior to that?
No, I didn't know. I I saw you with the camera. You look like you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, that's just me. I've been doing this for a while myself, man. But yeah, thank you for introducing yourself, bro. Especially for people who don't know you. I've checked out your page, and it's really cool what you do, bro. Like, my thing especially that I like the most is just the graphic. If you ever see Decaf's graphic, he has like you use like chalk and crayons sometimes to put his "Who is Decaf." You explained a bit about who already is Decaf, but like, do you have an infinite answer of who Decaf is?
Well, I think that's kind of the thing, is I don't think there is an answer. I think uh like there's a certain responsibility from artists, I think, to be honest and to show yourself. And I think it's something that has kind of been lacking at like a especially in the Australian scene, just kind of like that true kind of exposing of your thoughts and selves. So I wanted to do that. I want to make that like an integral theme across all my music of like learning more about me. But it's also I think that like I use music to learn about myself. Um, like it's obviously like a therapy for a lot of artists, but yeah, like I think I'm constantly questioning like who am I in my music. Um, and yeah, I made my album titled Who is Decaf? And I really wanted with that to like question that again, make it like sort of an anti-self-titled record where like, usually you're telling you this is who I am, this is what I wanted people to question like why is he like that? Like who actually like like kind of bring up more questions than there are answers.
Yeah, I get that. I think I dig that as well. Just because you'll even on your tag, sorry, you use your username is who is
Yeah.
Decaf. Then you have a self-titled album, and then you're answering that question as you go. I really dig that, especially as you said it mentioned as an EP. Is that right? Or
Sorry.
is that an EP or an album?
That's an album. That's a full album.
So
Yeah.
that'll be your first album because I think you had a
Yeah.
release happening an EP back in 2024. I think I
Yeah.
saw.
So that's I kind of I released as Decaf, I released two EPs and
Yeah.
then the songs from those EPs ended up on the album. So it was kind of like a slower drip of the album songs to kind of take advantage of all the tracks.
Do you have a release date coming up for those ones?
So that's the stuff I've already done. So yeah,
Yeah.
I did two EPs,
Yeah.
and then the ultimated culminated in the album. But I'm doing an EP. It should be out in the next month or two. I've got a single coming out in a couple weeks, called Bumble.
Yeah.
And that one's produced by MJ Soul.
Oh, damn. How
Yeah, I'm
fucking hell. Okay, go on, go on.
I'm really excited to get it out. It's very fun track, especially because the album is so kind of like heavy and like it's very kind of they're not fun, very fun to perform live. Um, it kind of kills the mood. So I wanted to like kind of just make some fun music. So yeah, this track Bumble, um, and then it'll be on the EP, which is gonna be called Seeing is Believing, like kind of playing on words of like this hip hop scene and then seeing. And I just want to make songs like kind of about, you know, just having fun, being from Western Sydney, that kind of stuff.
I dig that, man. How'd you get MJ Soul on it? Because that's impressive the most as well. Are you like entangled with him, or is this just a one-off project?
Well, I would like to be more
Yeah.
entangled with him. Bro is a legend.
Yeah.
He's so talented. He's so cool. I've been a fan of him um for a while now. I kind of hit him up end of last year. He sent me some tracks. So yeah, for now it's just a one-off, but hopefully we can work together some more in the future.
That's really cool. That's really cool. How did it go about? Did you go about it and be like, bro, I'm a big fan, please, please, please? Oh, did you just how'd you go about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I had done that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but he no, he put on his story. He was doing like a clear out sale of his beats. Just like put on his Instagram story, you know, make an offer. And then yeah, he sent me some a few tracks through.
it's cool. Yeah, I think I saw him clearing a bunch of stuff because he even ended up making a website as well. And then just hitting, just having everyone just take it, just pretty
Mm.
much. So it's a good way of clearing out the vault. Like I don't know many producers that will do that. They just keep trying to sell, and they never get anything with it. Sometimes, you know.
Mm.
Fucking hell, bro. Um, so when did you really start going out to shows? Because you mentioned that like you were doing music for a while, but when did you really get out and really go out to all these venues and networking and yada yada?
Yeah, so like I that's the thing that like has really made a difference in like my career so far, like
Yeah,
is connecting with people and going out to shows. Like the I first kind of couple times, you know, I've like released stuff, you know, and no one
yeah,
really cared because like no one knew who I was. I wasn't interacting with the scene. And then kind of I first kind of thing I went to was South by Southwest.
yeah. I know Southwest. That's really cool.
So like I went to those and that like really opened my eyes to like the community and like kind of things. That's obviously more of like a professional like atmosphere, but like still like that kind of like gave me the understanding that going out and connecting and talking and networking is the key to not only getting more listens but also like developing yourself and like bettering your art. So kind of the start of last year, I really like made it a mission to go to as many gigs as possible. Um, I yeah, I think I almost hit 50 gigs last year. So
Yeah,
yeah.
damn. I mean, we're probably around the same, if I'm being quite honest, because I started going to a lot of gigs as well. Because it definitely like South by Southwest is a goal for mine to go to. So the fact that you went there was really cool. It's like the pivotal all to like gig to go to. Like when you first started talking to people, were you super anxious? And did you even see yourself grow as well as a person when you interacted?
Oh, I'm still super anxious.
Yeah,
I
I
think
get that.
it's always going to be terrifying to talk to new people. Um, so it's something that's hard, but I think at a certain point you just kind of have to get over yourself. Like you kind of have to acknowledge that more than likely half the people in this room are also like thinking they had like I don't like I'm scared to talk to other people or
Yeah,
anxious, especially something that's like made for networking. But like even at gigs, like there's how many people there who are alone or like, you know, want to talk to people, become themselves out there. So I think it's just about going for it. Um, and just trying to find something to connect. But I mean, if you're at a music show, then you've already got you're gonna love music. So
yeah. I love the way you really put that. Because like I've met a lot of people who just end up going to gigs by themselves. I go to a lot of gigs myself. I
mm,
didn't never really used to go with friends or anything, but like I made a lot of friends just by talking to someone and be like, "Who you with here with?" and stuff. What's your go-to when you network? Because that's where I like I sort of I'm in the meh about what's your like go-to line when it comes to someone? Like, do you have a line that you go to when it comes to that?
Not like a go-to. I don't know. I like to I like to just hear like what people it's I feel like most people there are like passionate about something that they do. I just want to find out what that is and like
Yeah,
hear them talk to it. I can sit here and I feel like question someone's like art and like I want to hear all the motives behind what people do and like why they're passionate about it. Like, you know. So I'm very quite happy just to listen to them. Yeah, I just like to find what they're passionate about. Like ask them like, you know, are you working on anything? What do you like? What do you do? What are you proud of? What are you excited about?
I get that. I've always um gone off the approach of compliments. I don't not to suck ass or glaze. I go off
Yeah.
like, "Hey, bro, I really like your shoes," and then we just talk a little bit about our
Yeah.
fashion. I always start off with like I guess a good approach of just like, this guy likes me, and then I guess I asked him more about that. But I'm very like personally for me at least, I can be quite just very dry because I just sometimes I don't vibe with everyone, so it can
No,
be
yeah.
you know
I was recently diagnosed with autism as well, so that's been something to to double get around.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. Like I'm constantly like questioning myself when I talk to these people. Um, but I think we have like such a like welcoming community. I think people do want to talk and people do want to get to know more people. So I think yeah, you just got to drop the inhibition.
I love that. I love that. I really do. The calf. So yeah, just to really put yourself out there, because that's really just how we end up getting somewhere, really, taking that risk. I dig that. Autism, like, I am undiagnosed with ADHD. How was it for you to find out that you were autistic?
Oh, yeah, no, it was a crazy like I guess I like always suspected it like a little in the back of the head.
Yeah.
But I've had been diagnosed with ADHD for a while now. But my younger brother kind of went through it, the process, and then I'm like, yeah, okay, probably I should go get checked out. But it's a hard thing to do get done because it does really kind of reframe like a lot of what you've been through in the past and a lot of like your experiences, but like it's been so good for me moving forward, reframing like my thinking to like rather than judging myself and like saying like why can't I do this, just kind of accepting like the difficulties I have and working around them. I think yeah, it's made my life better like for for the best. And absolutely.
Sounds empowering, man. Like,
Yeah.
real empowering, especially since,
Plus, I can say, I'm the hottest autistic rapper out there, you know.
dude, I love that. Who else is an autistic rapper? Actually, I don't
I
really
couldn't
know
think of
who
any. I'm setting the path.
you are, bro. I mean, isn't Stoichi? No, I don't think. Man, no one really talks about like those diagnoses like that. I think is
No.
Tyler autistic? Bro, I don't
A
know, but
couple we could put some question marks on for
no,
sure.
exactly, dude, definitely. Like, bro, I'm baffled. I think that's really cool that you're repping the autism gang, bro.
Yeah. No, I've got a line in Bumble, the next song coming out. Say I'm a level two artist, level two gorgeous. Don't worry about the math, it's not important.
Dude, that's a
I'm
bar.
trying to drop some bars, you know.
You got it, bro, because that's the ones that like people talk about. Those bars are like,
Yeah.
oh, shit, you said that. That's tight as fuck, man. Fucking hell. I mean, do you play any instruments or anything?
No,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like I'm so like bad with technical music. Like I've always loved music. I always wanted to get into it. And like I've tried to play the guitar, I've tried to play the piano. I get like a little bit in. Like I can do like one hand stuff, and then as soon as I introduce the second hand, it all falls apart. At this point I've kind of just said, it's not for me. But I think that's what's so like beautiful about hip hop, I think, is that it's so much based on words, it's so much based on just like rhythm of like your thoughts. Like it's not, you don't have to stick to any like boundaries or like follow any specific keys and like chord progressions and things. Like you can just kind of go off the vibe, go off the feeling. And I did like theater as a kid. I did like a lot of plays. And it's so natural as a transition from that into hip hop. It's just performing. It's just like it's reading lines, but letting them come from the heart, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You're really well spoken, dude. Like, I really dig that, especially with the way you describe hip hop. I know that it's a very free flowing thing. It doesn't stick with one sort of sound or a box. It's very open, and even then, as the years gone on, it doesn't matter what color you are, really. You know, it used to be strictly just black thing back in the day, but anyone can do it. Oz rap is on the come up, and you're here carrying the torch, man. Like,
Yeah.
bringing in and putting more flame on that fire. Like, fucking
Thank you.
props to you, bro. That's so cool. How do you feel being an Oz rapper nowadays?
Oh, I mean, I think Oz rap is in like a total renaissance. Like I'm so proud of the work that all of us are really doing. I think this is I mean, I obviously it's hard, I guess, because like Oz hip hop is so on archives. It's so like there's not really a lot of ways to like know exactly what was happening even 10 years ago. Like just never mind like 20, 30 years ago, where there were obviously people out there like doing the same thing we were. And I've been making my best effort I can to like kind of go back and see like artists who we don't talk about anymore. But like in saying that, I think there has never been a time in Australian hip hop where the sounds have been so diverse and just so much variety in what's happening. I think our scenes have really been based on like one vibe in the past. You obviously have like the white like kind of classic Australian hip hop. Then you have like the drill scenes. I think a lot of what the Indigenous community is doing, and those have kind of like grown in one. But now we've got even more than that. I think you've got still all of those things happening, but you've also got kind of the singing rap. You've got R&B like rap going on. You've got more laid out kind of experimental stuff. You have the underground stuff that's like taking inspiration from Cardi. Um, I think like there's so much room for it all to coexist. Um, and I think it's yeah, I think it really sets us apart. I think at the moment, I think that's it's yeah, it's great to see. I think we're in a new age.
Dude, I can agree because yeah, there's been a lot coming out, and even with the archival stuff, like I ended up finding a bunch of hip hop that like no one knows about. I was like, do you know who this is? And people were like, no. I was like, this is Oz rap, and like the biggest examples most of us can think of is Hilltop Hood, Bliss and Esso, and then it stops there.
Yeah,
Cursor, it just stops there. But like, there's so much more to the Oz scene, and as you said, there's so much going on that things intertwine. Um, Fucking hell, bro. I really agree with you, man.
thank you.
Yeah. Huh. I'm honestly just going off the ball. I don't have anything written down because I felt that like just talking in a sort of normal way like this really brings out more of a person's personality and insight. But you definitely sound very passionate about music. What really makes you so passionate about music?
Yeah, so I don't know. I think music is just it's a universal like language, universal experience. I think music has provided me with so much comfort, and so much support. Like in my emotions, with my mental health, getting overwhelmed, I think I always turn to music. But I don't know, music is just it's everything to me. I think it's a life force. Like I would talk to my friends and I'm like, yeah, like we were doing this and then like that song was playing in the car, or we were doing that and we just listened to this album. And like I think so much of my life I kind of associate with music because I think it sets a vibe, it sets a tone. Um, I think music is like so unique in that way, and so powering like a different song can have different meaning, different impact depending on the vibe. And I think it's an art form where it's like you can really tell one story, tell one meaning, but it can take on so many others. Um, so you could just keep listening. Like a movie, you kind of you watch it, you've watched it, but music is it's always more to discover.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those it's a medium of art that has many interpretations, man, and yeah, that's really cool. I really agree with you on that. Um, like even thinking back to your first track, do you remember how many meetings there was being held on it? Because like that was a really big pivotal moment where you had to really showcase or even just put it out there as your first track. Do you remember what that feeling was like?
Yeah, well, that's right. Like going back to the first track, like the first track I ever did was a diss track.
Oh,
So
true.
there was like a lot of that one maybe more less so. But I don't know, I feel like I've had a lot of first tracks in my life. Um like then I kind of try to make more serious music in high school. I did like a song based on The Office called like Jim Halpert that
Yeah.
was like it's structured samples. And I mean that had like a lot of different meanings as well for me. Like I and then I kind of coming up to Decaf, like when I released my first song as Decaf, I really wanted to kind of make an impact straight away. And my mission was I was never taken seriously in high school. But I guess I didn't take myself seriously. I don't think I gave myself the room to do it seriously.
Yeah.
And then like to that song I really wanted to prove, like I can I can make music as much as anyone else and um kind of make it clear my vibe, make it clear.
Especially with this album that's coming out, following the EPs, I think like I'm quite excited to hear what you can do. Because it sounds like you like to experiment. It sounds like you also mentioned when you first went as Decaf. What were you going as before?
I was going as Braden TV. It was just so bad. It was just like my YouTube name from when I was like literally 10, 11 years old. And I just I just went with it. Um and then yeah, that's why when I left high school, I was like, okay, this needs to change. I'm not getting on any festival lineup as Braden TV.
Fucking hell. You were already out for the grind even back then, dude.
Yeah.
Do you have any of that archived of like the old stuff from back then?
Yeah, it's I've still got it all
Oh,
kind of hidden away.
hidden? Dude, that'll be really funny just like to put it out just as like a one-off EP. Fucking hell. Okay, moving forward. You did go to a few venues and network. I guess what was a really big moment for you where you felt like you really, really made it into the scene or you felt like you were part of a community?
Yeah, like the last show I did at the Chippo in
Yeah.
December was like such a big moment for me. Like I'd done headline shows before, but they were kind of, from like a bit of an outsider situation. I was like the support artists were just artists who like I knew like from non-music related things and like could get and like I or most of the audience like were my friends.
Hmm.
So like the Chipper like I wanted to break that and I had supporting me I had Station Hades, iPod and Lil Pixie who are like three artists I immensely look up to and like think are doing just some of the most creative work like in this country. So to like be surrounded by them and like have their co-signers like supporting the event and like kind of believing in what we were doing, and then to like really have a lot of the community show up and show out and like really support. Like it was a great turnout. So that moment really made me made me feel super appreciative of um people in our community.
Dude, I can't imagine the immense feelings and emotion that you had just being up on that stage, sharing it with them, an all-star crew. Um, Fucking hell, man. Like that's so cool. And wasn't that in 20 last year you did that?
Yeah, yeah, December of last year.
That's so cool. How did you, because I know you've been following them, but like when you first met them, how did that feel like for you? Was that the first thing you met them or you've met them before?
Yeah, I'd met them before at like a couple of events and stuff. And like it's funny kind of how things progress from just going up and saying like, oh, like offending music, like you killed it, good job. To kind of, working together on songs, then just opening. Yeah.
Jeez. And then after that, you just ended up just obviously follow networking and meeting these people as well. It just sort of kept going down a line where everyone was just like, meet this person. Hey, I introduced you to this person. Okay. Um, who really took you aback that like one of your friends knew this person? It would have been someone that you've met that's like, ah, hey, I know this person.
Well, like Zion Garcia is still just like such a like struck every time I see him. Like he's kind of like one of the first artists who like I really kind of um I guess was inspired by like the Australian scene. I think he very fundamentally changed the way like I view Australian hip hop as like something that can be more than the Hilltop Hoods, the Bliss and Essos. Um, and like I ran into him the first time at South by Southwest, and I was just like in shock. I did not know what to say. Um, and then yeah, I keep running into him, to be friends people who are friends with him, and to get advice from him a couple times. I've been lucky enough. It's like it's so crazy. Like all of the full circle guys, really like it's crazy to talk to them. Um, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been too. When I first met Zion, especially in person, he was at the local shops near me. So, and I found out that he lived close by, and I was like, oh, damn. But like, I really saw the appeal before. I didn't really know much about him. I only heard whispers, but like, I think I understood that starstruck moment because I even just meeting your heroes, the people who have such an impact and influence into your work, and when you see them do such creative stuff, um, damn, have you met any other people who've really given you that?
Um, like Nick Ward as well, who's not hip hop, but yeah, same full circle. Like Nick Ward was one of the first, like as a queer artist as well, like um listening to his music, like I remember when he dropped like his first EP and I was just so obsessed with it in high school. Like I was like blown away that this sound could come out of someone near me who um is queer like me and has can kind of like share worlds, and to like I kind of witness his growth. And to I've been lucky enough to meet him a couple of times as well. Yeah, it was really starstruck moment. Yeah.
Dude, man, is there anything you'd like to sort of mention and talk about while you're here as well, man?
Um, Shit. I dropped the album last year, so like that was my album.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
was Decaf? Yeah, it came out last year. It was two EPs. So yeah, like the next thing I'm working on is Seeing is Believing, which is like all local production, all like fun stuff. And then I've been working on this project for like an year and a half, like in the background as well. I'm dropping later this year a project called Attention. And it's like very much in like a kind of pastiche on uh the TikTok kind of low attention span kind of thing that's happened to music.
Yeah.
It's like every song is 1 minute kind of long. it's gonna have 15 tracks, so it's like 15 tracks, 16 minutes of music. And it's just like so sporadic and fun. Um, yeah. What else can I mention? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Yes.
No, you're right, bro. You're right. I thought I'd ask because just because I was getting a bit stuck because like normally I have my questions in front of me and as I said I'm just spitballing but
Yeah.
even then those are some really cool projects to look out for especially with the TikTok inspired one with the short attention span, just quick ones. I'm a fan of that. The only problem is that like if I hear a song that bops and then I want more of it, you're gonna be pestered by the fans. Like you need more of this. So it's a double-edged sword, dog. But do you, man? I'm pretty hyped to hear that. What song would you recommend for everyone to go check out though? Honestly, that you already have out that really just you know.
Yeah, that's I actually struggle with like trying to like pick a song to that's kind of representative because I do try to like explore so many different sounds of my music. Like QV has really become like my big hit song. That's a song that I wrote about like unrequited crush. You couldn't really tell what they're feeling in through allegories of vape references.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's Sydney Phillips on that song. But that's probably like doesn't really sound like anything else I do. Um, like I think Who is Decaf, Who is off the first track on the album, Who is Decaf, is like kind of really reflects my personal kind of lyrics. I really try with my lyrics to like make every kind of bar count. And I want like witty punchline setups. I'm like really big inspired by how like Wayne writes his rhymes of like
Yeah, I get
punchline setups. But that one's experimental. Like it's got like a raspy voice that I do. But then like I've also kind of got like the slower stuff, which is like Two Pills is probably the best example, a song I did with Cherry Ripe, another incredible artist. And uh that one's like I think really shows like the personal lyrics as well, but through more of like a chill kind of it's kind of depressing way. But low-key, I think like my favorite song, like I really love Complex,
yeah.
which is kind of the latest songs off my last album, which features iPod. It's a song that kind of I wrote really inspired by the scene and just
Mhm.
like feeling empowered by like people listening to music, my music, and like listening to other people's music. Um, I think iPod's verse is just so creative. And I don't know, it's a really hype song. It's if I'm listening to my own music, that's the song I'm listening to.
Dude, I love that. I really do. Hyping up your own stuff. A lot of people,
Yeah.
because a lot of people can be really hard on their music when they want what they put out. What helps you like, not be so hard on yourself and still put it out without like worrying about other people's crap.
I think it's just, yeah, I was so hard on myself for so long.
Yeah,
Like all music in high school, I was like kind of embarrassed by. Like I'd be like, I'd put it out, but then like people would like play it, and I'd be like, oh man, like I don't want to listen. Like, don't play that shit.
yeah.
Like I don't know. And then like I just kind of kept making music and kept like I guess getting better. And it got to a point where it's like, okay, damn, no, like I do want to listen to this. Like I think if I can meet my own bar, like my own expectations of I think that's what it is to be a musician. Like we all have our own kind of taste of like what we like. And ultimately your music is a result of your life, your influences. So like it should be like your favorite thing to listen to. Like it should be something that like you want to hear. Um so yeah, at this point I'm all in. I'm bumping it. I'm
Dude,
I'm not afraid to say it.
that's fat, bro. I freaking dig that. I'm really happy for you. I'm glad you found that because like as I said, yeah, not many people, and a majority of artists really do that. What else is some advice you give to someone who's really struggling to put out their best work and just really not care?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're always gonna care. Like you have to care. I think if like music is something that you love and like you want to take seriously, you have to care. But caring doesn't necessarily mean holding yourself back. Or like I think if I hadn't put like out all of that music in high school that I don't necessarily love now, and I think I wouldn't be at the point that I am now. And like I you just have to put music out. Like you have to get it out there, even if it's just a SoundCloud. But like, no, fuck it. Like put it on Spotify. Like just see what happens. I think if you don't put it out, you can't grow, you can't learn, you can't develop. Like you can hold on to things on a hard drive, but like you're not really gonna get better until you hear what people have to say about it.
Yeah,
And get that experience.
definitely, bro. I get that. But that's some really good advice, bro. What's some advice that's really helped you to continue to move on even when things do get hard? Because a lot of people hit roadblocks, they get in their own head. What really helps you with that?
Um, yeah. I mean, I think like it's just like I will get to a point where like kind of like I'm calling my friends asking like, what do you think of this song? Like, is the
Mm.
mixing okay in that bit? Like, I kind of like start overthinking stuff and kind of best advice I get is just like like what you want, like what it wants to sound like. Like you don't have to worry about what anyone else like might think about little nuances or things. Like obviously it's great to like seek advice and like it can be really helpful, but there's a certain point where just have to go, I trust my vision, like I trust what I'm making. And just going ahead with it. Because yeah, and I think what that's also something really important is having a vision, like having it's so much easier to make something really great when you know what you're making and like you have a concept behind it.
I get that. I think I resonate with that mainly because of like this setup. I had this idea for so long, and I just never got around to it. I just was
Mm,
like talking to people. What do you think? And I just never went through with it. So I think like something like that, being really headstrong, really helps a lot, bro.
yeah.
There's honestly gonna be a lot of people you want to work with. Is there anyone you have a goal of an ultimate collab where you really want to work with people?
I would love to work with Slim Set. They were like the first Australian artists who like they like changed the whole way like I view Australian music. I'd love to work with them. I'd same also in Sydney. Like I'd love to work with Solly. Like
Yeah.
it would be like the best. But like looking out, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
there's
there's
so many people.
20,000
Like
people there.
the dream goal is to work with El Sweatshirt one day. Like
Ooh.
he's such a big influence for me. Um, yeah, like that's the dream goal. If I can get an even an L produced song, I'd take, or like Zalopas as well. Like any of those kind of like big, Mike would be insane. Like anyone in that like underground kind of
Yeah,
alternatives.
you like they most like when you mentioned Mike and Earl, conscious rappers, the
Yeah.
I feel you really fuck with that. People who are like aware of their music, their surroundings, putting out a message. Um, I really dig that. I think the only thing about you that's given Earl is the beanie. Like, I really dig that woolly, messy beanie, bro. Besides music, what else is there about you that like hobbies and interests that you have?
Shit, man, music's taken taken the focus for quite a while now. I don't know, yeah. Like most of my time is listening to music, making music, or going to see music. Um, I love film as well. I my day job, I work at a cinema.
Oh,
Um,
true.
yeah. uh, and yeah, like I go to the movies like once a week. Like, just I love film, and I think like I've been trying to read a lot more lately as well. So I think just art in any shape or form, I really love, passionate about. And I think that is another important thing is like you have to have a wide array of influences.
Yeah,
And like like movies and like even like literal art can be just as inspiring and like good for the creative process as
oh,
music
definitely.
is.
Definitely. What's your go-to film that really just sticks out to you when you're just like looking, like really gives you that awe moment?
Yeah, well, like I really love like kind of naturalistic films, like films with like really like authentic dialogue. I think like film is such a unique way to capture like the realness of humanity. I love Francis Ha, with Greta Gerwig and directed by Noah Baumbach. Any Noah Baumbach film, he's like my go director. Um, yeah, it just captures like some realness, some kind of just natural flow and dialogue that I'm obsessed with. I love like I love music films as well.
Yeah, okay.
Like
Okay.
coming of age. I love coming of age films. Like just capturing it's coming of age, like it's just that sweet moment. I guess I'm still coming of age, like I'm still kind of in that age. But so I guess that's more impactful, but I don't know. Just something about it. Like I
Oh,
love yeah, coming of so I love Sing Street. It's like this Irish film set in the 80s about like this kid who starts a band to get a girl. It's like it's a musical, but it's like they're all songs the band plays in the movie, so it fits really well. And I love like Almost Famous is kind of one of the GOAT movies. Especially because like I used to be a journalist. I'd like to I still kind of write a little bit. So movies with journalists just hit,
amazing.
especially music and journalism.
Oh, do you do much writing in journalism? And what type of journalism? Would you like stay with just news, world news? What's going on
So
in the news?
I used to do like tech industry news. I did it for like 2 years. But I quit to kind of focus on music a bit more. I'd like to like start writing again. Like in the music space, but it's just it's hard to get find places to write for nowadays.
Yeah, it is. I still don't write for anyone. I'm all independent. So this
Yeah.
is not sponsored or anything by anyone. It's just me doing it. But yeah, I don't see like why, what's stopping you from doing that, you know?
No,
Would you still
I need
write?
to get back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see your work because I feel like even with what we've talked about, I'm sure it'll be an interesting read. Um, music and tech. That's a big switch, bro. What were you
Yeah.
doing? What were you doing in school? Were you just were you quite nerdy in school?
Um, yeah, kinda. I don't know. I like to I like to think of myself as a bit of an anomaly. I don't know. I don't really fit into fit into a scene. I've kind of just cross everyone. Um, yeah, I don't know. I was definitely nerdy, but like
Yeah,
I don't know if I was like people thought of me as a nerd.
yeah. So you sort of like the flirter, the guy who would like be
I
with,
guess, yeah.
right? Right. Okay, okay. That's cool. That's cool and all, man. What's probably the hardest thing you've faced with music?
Damn. Honestly, for me, like I don't know. It's not like a super thought out answer or anything, but like just like the actual process of finalizing songs and mixing and mastering and like that like completing the checking the box stage is just like it's so frustrating for me. Um like I do like mixing and like making it sound right, but I like the process of writing a song to and like I do everything like from the ground, like pen to like I don't like freestyle. I don't like punch in. Like I just like writing a song front to back. So then like when I get to this point of like recording and like mixing, I it's a struggle for me. It's a struggle getting it done. I have so many songs that are just like only exist in a notes page because I can't get myself to fully complete the product.
I get that. I imagine all the scribbles that are in the that
Yeah.
note constantly. I know. It's cool that you do that. I know freestylers. Have you ever tried freestyling just for a
I
beat?
can't freestyle to save my life.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
I can do like the Kanye like mumble freestyles for like reference tracks, but that's like as close as I can get. Like I just think very literally. So it's like I need a concept when I'm writing, like I need to like know and like I try to give meaning to as much as I can. So it's like it's a lot easier to do that when you're just with a pen
Yeah,
writing.
I get that. Because like when you freestyle, it's on the spot, nothing. But like let's say someone would have give you a subject like he rap about um just drinking away or talk about alcohol. Like would you think that would something be able to do if someone gave you a prompt?
No, I don't think I could. Like I think like I could if you gave me like 20 minutes and like a pen and paper, I could write a song about it, but
Dude,
like I couldn't do it on the spot. No.
I can't imagine you at like a freestyle battle and just be like, hold on guys, I need to write this down. Taking a huge pause. I mean, fuck it over. How many shows have you done by like on your own? Have you?
Yeah, so I'd only done headline shows up until this month. I did my first opening spot this month for Calliope.
Yeah,
But before that, yeah, I my first show was at the Vanguard in Newtown. And like I'd never been a part of any shows or like really done anything, but I just like said fuck it. I hit them up. I'm just like, hey, like can I do something? And they were so nice and so like helpful in doing that. Then second show, I'm like, okay, we've got to top that. So I did the Lansdowne, which was so insane headlining the Lansdowne.
yeah,
And then yeah, I did the Chipper in December. So yeah, I've done three headline shows, one opening show. I've got another opening show, uh, May the 4th, with The Admired, which is the band that I've been really loving.
yeah. I saw that post. You'll check it out if you're free. Check out. Go on. What was it? The Admired or Made
Yeah,
for?
The Admired, it's at the dock in Redfern.
That'd be really cool, man. I checked out their stuff. Just two genres just clashing and coming together. Is that someone you just reached out to and then was like, "Hey, can I help out?"
Oh, well, Max from the band reached out for me. Reached out to me. I was like looking for producers and stuff, people to work with. And we made it a couple songs together. And he's been helping me out since then. Got a good relationship with them.
It's cool. That's real cool. Is that the main strategy you do with trying to get your music? Like, obviously, knowing someone is good, but have you had people approach you to come on, or is it usually you asking them?
It's usually me asking, but no, a couple people have yeah been asked me. Like I'm so keen to like work with anyone on anything. Like yeah, like been working on a song as well with like Moaning Lisa, who's this band from Victoria, who's like so talented.
Yeah, I know.
It's like yeah, like I'm keen to work with like anyone. Like I think I'm across so many genres as well. Like I'd like to work with like a lot of bands and stuff. Give them a taste of hip hop. But yeah, no, I'm keen to work with anyone, anything. I wish more people would hit me up because I'm so down.
Ooh, he's got drive. Give him work. That's cool, bro. I really dig that. Like that's what I was saying before. Like 21 and you have like you've done all that and you're really passionate. Like, dude, I can really see you doing a lot. Like that's really cool.
Thank you, man.
Dude, that's so sick. Right? Because we've gone over pretty much how it started, your aspirations, your
Yeah,
influences, your struggles. Because I always try to cover those just so people can understand who the artist is, not just sorry, who the person is, not just the
yeah,
artist.
yeah.
Um, even your mental health we talked about, which is really cool, and so I appreciate you opening with that and talking to us about that. Huh. Because you watch films, do you? I'm not sure what else, man. I mean, I feel pretty cool closing it off there.
Yeah,
Hey,
we might have covered everything. Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, like that was really cool. This is Decaf, bottom of the chart. I really just like talking to the artists and getting to know them. So thank you for coming on board and just showing your interests. It was very last minute type thing. We met at Skadoozle runway, and then he approached me, and just went from there. And it's been a thrill. You definitely re-sparked this for me to come back into interviewing and talking to people because it's been a minute, and then trying something new. So I appreciate that, man. But this is Decaf. I'm Sway. You can say goodbye now.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So good, man. Fucking even then, if you want to give shout outs to anyone, I give you that floor. So go ahead and just give as many shout outs as you want, bro.
Shout off damn. Shout out Skazoodle for linking us up. Shout out Zeke. Shout out the admired who I'm playing with. Shout out all the squad. Shout
All
out
this.
Little Pixie, shout out Cherry Ripe, shout out iPod, shout out Station, like everyone who I've worked with recently. Shout out my producer Jesse. Shout out fucking shout out my cousin Reed, been through it. Yeah, shout out everyone.
That's so cool, man. Well, under the chart, Sway and Decaf, we out.